What's going on, everyone? MikeO back, and I got a brand new video for you today, and I'll be doing a few different things during the course of this video. First off, I'll be doing a contest response for Blue Jacket 66. Second thing I'll be doing is showing off a few slabs, a few cards I picked up this past week. And the third thing I'll be doing is showing you how I clean off newly purchased slabs should they arrive with little scratches, scuffs, stains, residue on them, or whatever. So, got those three things coming. First off, though, we'll get to that contest response for Blue Jacket 66, aka Dave. Dave's been a real asset to the community. He's been involved in the community for less than a year. I think his oldest video is about 11 months old. But he provides a ton to the community. He's sent out just unbelievable care packages, just mind-blowing to say the least. He's had very generous prizes in his previous giveaways. And he teaches and spreads knowledge, shows off amazing cards. He shows off cards that are just, they're out of, I think they're out of most people in the community's price range. But it's amazing to see. They're absolutely incredible. I mean, we're talking about museum-worthy stuff here. So it's fun to watch the videos just to see something different and different cards, but it's also great to see his enthusiasm for the hobby, his enjoyment of the hobby, and gain some knowledge. He's really into vintage stuff, and he's into a lot of the super rare stuff and higher graded rare stuff, the food and beverage cards that have been issued over the years and regional stuff. So it's really fascinating, and you'll learn a lot, and you'll get a lot of enjoyment out of it. So make sure you check out his channel for sure. He is approaching 600 subscribers. This contest is to celebrate his 500 subscribers. I'll post a link down to that video down below so you can check it out. It's not his typical video. It's interesting, but I think it's an important watch if you're interested in being involved in his channel going forward. So make sure you check out that video and his channel. Dave, on behalf of the community, appreciate everything you've done so far, and can't wait to meet you out in Chicago in a few months. That'll be a lot of fun at the National. So at this point, we're going to get into these slabs. I'll show you some of the pickups. Just got to flip the camera around real quick. All right, so remember, check out Blue Jacket 66. Again, Dave provides great content, great cards. You will absolutely learn something, and there'll be amazing cards that you will truly enjoy seeing. So check out Blue Jacket 66. All right, here's a few cards that I picked up over the last week. These are actually from an auction house, Serious Sports Cards. We got a 1939 play ball Bobby Doerr, PSA 4, not a high grade, but that's what I actually like about Serious. You can get some lower graded stuff, really cheap, very affordable. And Bobby Doerr, Hall of Famer for the Boston Red Sox, second baseman. And if you guys out there into TTMs and autograph collecting, Bobby Doerr was the best of all time. Absolutely incredible. He did pass away in the last few years, and was at that time the oldest living Hall of Famer. But Bobby Doerr always signed his mail, signed kind of whatever you wanted. I mean, you could send him 2, 4, 6. He really didn't seem to mind at all. Really enjoyed it, and gave back to the fans during the entire course of his life. For that reason, you know, that's what made me sort of look into him, and you realize what a good ball player he was. So I like to pick up his cards from time to time. I don't go crazy super collecting or anything, but if I see one of his cards at a really affordable price, I'll absolutely pick it up. So here's the 39 play ball. As you can see, overall, centering's pretty solid. Surface looks pretty decent for the most part, other than this right side where you have a little bit of a dent there and you have some staining. The back of the card is awesome. Love reading the back of these old school cards. It's really, really nice. So that was a cool pickup for the collection right there. Next up, we got a 1941 play ball, Charlie Gehringer. Is a PSA 2, so it's a good 2. Again, overall, the centering looks nice. Card's not perfect. Obviously, it's only a 2, rounded corners and all that stuff. But for me, I'm not really super worried about high-grade stuff when it comes to vintage. I just like having a really nice-looking example, something that I can enjoy something that is a little part of baseball history, a little bit of the hobby's history. The cards have history behind them. They were enjoyed, so I'm not super worried. Obviously, you'd love some high-grade stuff here and there, but overall, another fantastic card of an all-time great. And just check it out. Look at that. So cool. Gum Company in Philadelphia, Play Ball, Sports Hall of Fame. So, awesome card. And again, sometimes you can find the lower graded ones. Still a nice example at affordable prices. So those are the two vintage cards, the pre-war cards that I picked up. And then I have a couple moderns. I got a 1995 Bowman's Best Vladimir Guerrero. This is a PSA 9. Beautiful rookie card of Guerrero. His son is the guy getting all the attention now, but Vlad was a Hall of Famer. I watched him for years just slaughter the Phillies when he was with the Expos. Just an incredible player. Obviously had some great seasons with the Angels as well, and then played in Baltimore and Texas. And, had some success there. But this guy was an incredible player. Could run, could hit with power, hit for average, had an unbelievable arm. So this dude was fantastic. The sad part is we used to have some of these. I remember when I was collecting with my dad back in '95, and he actually sent some of them back. They were damaged. I think he was in the lots that were sent back for just random replacement. So didn't end up having any Vlads left over years later, but I've been seeking this card for a while. Would love the Gem Mint 10, but the Gem 10 is pretty pricey. And the 9s, I actually got this one quite a bit below what they usually go for. I want to say they usually go for 40, 50, and I got it closer to 30. So that was a cool pickup. Really happy to add the Guerrero rookie. And then a guy who I think will gain a lot of momentum in a few years, the 1997 Bowman Chrome rookie card of Adrian Beltre in a PSA 9. Got this one below what they usually go for as well. There is a little discoloration, I believe, on the face, which happens with these cards sometimes, but overall, a really nice example. Beautiful rookie card of a guy who had a fabulous career. He was, one of the better third basemen of all time, and really good defensively. Got a ton of hits, compiled some home runs, had a really strong career. Kind of reinvented himself at a certain point through his career too, and just had a fabulous career. There's not much else you can say about it. So that's a little look at the pickups, the 4 cards. Now the third part, as you can see, there's some kind of gunk / issues with that slab. This slab, I don't know if it'll show up on camera, but there are minor scratches in it. Here's one right here. It's going to reflect at the light. This one here, you can see right there, got some scuffing to it and some lines through it. So that's the one thing I will say about this purchase. Happy with the cards, but you can see there scratches on this case. So I want to just give you a little show of how I sort of take care of that quite a bit, rather than just getting every card reslabbed or keeping them with the ugly and distracting scratches, scuffs, and all that. So I'll be back in one moment. Here we go. Here's how we clean off some of the slabs. We got McGuire's Scratch 2.0 Fine Scratch and Blemish Remover. Now, pretty sure this is made more specifically for paint if you have an issue with a car or something like that, but it works wonders with your PSA graded slabs. I'm sure it works the same wonders with SGC and Beckett as well. Some people actually use it for chrome cards. I have never done such a thing. I'm sure it could do some cool things. But like I said, sometimes you pick up a slab and unfortunately people don't always treat them right. There you go. Try and give you the best look I can. Highlight those scratches on this Bobby door. And these aren't too bad to the naked eye. You don't necessarily notice it horrendously, but it's still irritating and annoying when they're there. So basically, the McGuire's, you just have to rub it down pretty good. I go and get 2 cloths. I just cut up some softer cloths, and I use that. You can just apply it directly to the slab or right to the cloth. This I've used. Certain things, if things are really bad, you can get things re-slabbed, of course, but that can get relatively expensive. So you want to avoid that when you can. And if you can use this to clean it up a little bit, that works fine. So I actually just usually go all over the front surface and I just give it a good wipe down, and it'll sort of start to dry. The harder you wipe, the kind of better job it does. So you're going to have to put some effort into it for sure, but it will it'll really restore the slab and make it look really, really good. And it's certainly worth doing. Like I said, I've had some great experiences purchasing slabs online where they come in spectacular shape. If you're lucky, the seller keeps the cards in a team bag, or better yet, a perfect fit sleeve, but that does not always happen. And you're well off. But sometimes they don't come that way. Obviously, this came from an auction, so someone else kind of let these get beat up a bit. We know the worst area was here. And by the way, I get some on the fingertips. I've never had issues with it, but there's a warning that can cause skin irritation, so I certainly recommend you wash your hands directly after any kind of skin exposure. But I'm just going to keep wiping it down quite a bit, and hopefully things look a lot better. And sometimes I'll reapply it a second time. So now I take my second cloth and I'll just use this to actually wipe the everything off. Kind of wipe it each way. You do a pretty good job of getting it all off. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of light reflections here because that's what I'm using to help highlight the issues. But I actually applied probably a little bit too much to this one, but it's slowly working its way off. All right, let's take a look at it. So we remember before there were all those little scratches and scuffs. There's still a little issue there, for sure. But a lot of the smaller ones have buffed kind of right on out. So like I said, you can work on that a little more and probably clean it up quite a bit more. Obviously, it can take a little extra effort sometimes, so I'll give it another whirl here. I still have some left on here. Sometimes you just have to work it nice and hard, and it's not going to magically make everything disappear. If you have a big gash in it, you're going to have a big gash in it, and you're going to have to live with that or get it re-slabbed. But for minor imperfections, it's going to look a lot better, and this is probably one of the cases where it really wasn't too bad to begin with, but once I get it wiped down, it's going to look much, much better, and then it can just go right into the collection, and you won't even notice it. There'll still be little issues, but the main ones will be kind of wiped away. Let's take a look at it now. It improved a little more there. Again, little issue, but with the naked eye, further back, you're not even going to notice an issue whatsoever. So that's a little look at what I do. We got a few other examples here. You can see that. You can see a scratch there and some scratches there. I'm going to clean this one up off camera, and then I'll get back to it. There you go. There's a little issue right there on the elbow with the Vlad and the shoulder with the bell tray, and a little bit down there too. So I'm going to wipe these down, and I'll be back just to show you how they look when they're wrapped up. So I finished wiping all 4 cards down. They all look better than they did before. I'm not saying they're perfect, and I'm not saying this is going to solve every issue, but you can certainly make your slabs present much better, take out minor imperfections if you rub them down. And don't get discouraged if they don't look great after the first look. Sometimes, here, I'll show it from the side. If you remember the Geringer before, had a lot of little scratches on it, and most of them have rubbed on out. And you can do it multiple times, and that will certainly help. I did have a Ronald Acuna that I had purchased, a Slab Acuna, that had a pretty big scratch on it, and I wasn't real happy with it. It didn't look good, and I really thought I was going to have to get it re-slabbed. And I worked on it over the course of a couple days, and the scratch is gone. So, like I said, might take a little work, maybe a few applications, maybe a little elbow grease, but there are ways to improve the overall look of your slabs without having to get them re-slabbed. So, there's a little look. So, hopefully, you guys enjoyed the video. Got to learn a little lesson of how to help improve the overall look of your purchased slabs that may have taken a beating over time. Also, hopefully you enjoyed the response for Blue Jacket 66. I certainly encourage you to check out his channel, participate in his contest, and hopefully you enjoyed the pickups, the lesson. This stuff is it's good stuff. I purchased mine at Target. You can get it, I'm sure, at many other stores out there, probably some of the car shops, things like that. So, all right, comment down below. Let me know what you think. Hit the like button. Check out Blue Jacket 66. Subscribe to him. Give me a sub if you're not. And I'll talk to you next time. Have a great one.